All right.
Started off with a fucking loud groan. This shit again. What a great way to start a podcast.
Hey, listen, you got to let them know.
Thanks for tuning in, viewers.
Right.
Baby,
Right.
do you want to have sex? It's like one of the worst sounds to hear to start anything.
Yeah.
But
Agreed.
okay, it's an honest reaction. So, why are you unexcited to do a podcast?
It has nothing to do with being unexcited. It's not.
You
It's
can
not.
tell the truth to the viewers. Don't lie to them.
It's not. It's not being unexcited. It's just everything that's been happening. It's a lot to process. And when I do this, it's just like a sort of reflection of what happened in the past week. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not so much. It's not so much the fact that I'm like, this is bullshit again. It's really not that. It's really just the reflection of the past week. Reflecting on everything that happened and everything that unfolded, this shit show.
To be honest with you, I don't reflect, so I don't even know. Honestly.
No, but this is you don't reflect.
Yeah.
But
So you're like talking about this past week, and I'm like, what happened this past week? I know a lot happened, but I literally just like mentally, I can't even. Maybe it's also because I haven't slept much, so it doesn't help.
It's probably that.
But I really I don't look back.
It's probably that. We spoke about sleeping patterns last week. That's the worst thing. We've been speaking about that, and look at you, not sleeping and stuff.
It's all good. I'm gonna catch up tonight, so it's all good.
You better pass out.
You better.
It's just for you, man. Looking out for my homies.
All right, thanks, Dad.
That's right, son. Ew. Never again. How about that? Interesting video that you posted on our page a couple of days ago, and then it blew up. Everybody started to post it on their gram and stuff like that. And of course, it comes with the flack. Mm-hmm. Oh, I see you. Guys are catering to the white man.
I mean, yeah, there's always like a course of people.
There's
like
gonna
that.
be people,
Yeah.
and all the people that the way I saw it is like all the people that were on our page and were liking us, and were they were reposting that video. I was like, oh, don't worry, you guys are new here. Eventually, we're gonna disappoint you as well. So your time will come.
Yeah.
It's like, and I believe that's what I understand that's what happened when you're nuanced. Eventually, you're gonna piss off someone. Mm-hmm. Eventually, you're gonna get at someone that is gonna be extreme or whatever. For sometimes you're gonna be aligned with the people, and then on another subject, you're gonna be like, no, that's not what I think, and it's gonna go against what they think. So yeah, if we haven't pissed you off yet, it'll come.
Yeah. I mean, it's inevitable. We're pretty much doing open mic sets in front of 500,000 people.
Yes. Eventually, you're going to bomb. Eventually, there's going to say... And it's not even so much of the people because they don't have the right take. It's really just because sometimes we might even fuck up. I acknowledge that.
Yeah. So it's pretty much inevitable. It's not like we're touring the country, refining our opinions in front of crowds who understand that these are just ideas that we're floating. And if these jokes land, they're great. If they don't, they don't. And I think of that similar to ideas. We literally just have to brainstorm these ideas and then present them to an audience. Well, someone else who's not invited to the show might just watch the video. And they might get upset. And they're entitled to that opinion. But it's still an open mic set.
Yeah, and even if they're upset, it's like people have the right to be upset. Yeah. I think one of the comments that I like the most is, I don't always agree with what you're saying, but I appreciate what you're doing. Like, you appreciate, and you don't agree. Like, you might be right. That's the thing. You might.
Bitch, you might be.
You might be. Bitch, you might be. You might be right. That's the thing. You might have something. But if you're able to articulate it, that's wonderful. And that's how it is to have a discussion and conversation. Mm-hmm. I feel like everybody's so used to we're having a discussion. And they think they're having a discussion. They think they are debating, but they're just really masturbating around people that think like them.
Right.
And they count that as a debate. Mm-hmm. I'm a great debater.
Right.
All those people agree. That's not a debate.
Right. No, I get what you're saying.
It's like we lost a lot of a sense of a lot of things. It's like you can be friends with someone and have opposite opinions.
Mm-hmm.
It's a possibility.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you have to be able to discuss it. And people have, like, I feel like they lost that. They lost that.
Mm.
And of course, there's the people that think that, you know, if you're for the same cause of, like, if you're for the same cause, you're gonna think exactly like me, which is not the case.
Right. Do you ever think about how you want to package your messages and like what mediums you want to use? Do you ever ponder those and like what you would prefer to do?
What do you mean?
Like you got a message, you got stuff you want to say. Do you ever think about a preferred medium that you would want to be able to share that on? Like what would be the ideal way that you get your message across if you could pick anything?
I just pick the medium depending on who's gonna watch.
Mm-hmm.
Who does the medium? We talk about the medium. I just want to be heard. The first, I have a message. I want to be heard. Now, I'm gonna choose the medium according to who's listening. I'm not gonna start to preach and I'm not gonna start to do what I do and convey a message on TikTok. That's not the place for that.
Sure.
I'm not gonna do it on Snapchat. It's something that it doesn't respond to what I, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna do it on Instagram. I'm gonna do it on Facebook. I'm gonna do it on YouTube because I know what the demographic of who's listening.
Right.
It's really that. It's like if I have an X-rated show, I'm not gonna showcase it in a kindergarten. That would be the medium. You know what I mean? Because it's not the right place for that. So it really just depends of who I want the message. Who I want to listen. Who's listening, willing to listen, who's available to listen on that platform. So I'm going to choose the platform according to that. You know?
What about how you do it? So you pick the platform now, but now the how.
I'm going to look at how. If I do comedy or certain jokes, you know, because for me it's exercise. And I'm still like, everybody's always learning to be funny. But I feel like at some point when you do comedy, you achieve a certain spot where there's certain things you're not, I think you're not going to say to people. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying this out there. But for me, because I'm really in the learning process and I'm still like young into this game, I got to test a lot of things.
Right.
That's fair. I got it. So I'm not gonna be like, I wouldn't do that joke in front of that crowd because they're not gonna like it because I'm still learning,
right?
And I don't know. I'm gonna test it. It's like when you're starting to you're learning this comedy thing. Are you gonna do shitty rooms? Because there's shitty rooms out there. There are rooms that are just
or not to your liking.
Not to my liking, but hey, bruv, there's some shitty rooms.
Some people like those shitty rooms.
I know.
So that's what I'm saying.
But
like,
it doesn't make them less shitty, all right? But I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But whatever. Anyways, for what we're saying, we're just going to use the term shitty rooms, okay?
All right.
I understand what you're saying, loud and clear, okay? 10-4, dinosaur.
I'll let it go. All right, keep going.
But yeah, shitty rooms, okay? Eventually, I'm not going to do shitty rooms because that's not where I'm going to be at. I'm not going to be where I need to test me and I have some, like, I got to test me and I got to reinforce and I got to train me. I got to train against hecklers and so I'm going to do all them shitty rooms of people that don't care and stuff like that, or rooms that, you know, I'm going to do all of those. But eventually, I'm going to be past that. I'm not going to do those rooms because that's not where I'm at. I might go back to it. Because it's always like, it's a cycle. You understand what I'm saying? I think it's good to go back to that. You know, if you have a show like, let's say you have an HBO special, Netflix special, and then you go there. After you're done all that and you cash all that cash and all that bag, it's good to go back.
Right.
It's good to go back to this room to redo the whole process again. So it depends where you at in the cycle. But same thing for message, like, how I'm gonna say the message, yeah, it's gonna depend. It's gonna depend where I'm at in my cycle. That's how I see it. Do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, you always want to think about what's optimum for getting whatever you want across. You know, what works on this platform, what doesn't? What are you willing to do versus what's effective? You know, there's also that question. Like, could we be successful on TikTok? Sure. Do I want to do that? No. So there's always that bargain that you have to always have with like how much of your artistic integrity, which just means what are you willing to do to create art? You know what I mean? Like within the boundaries of your values. So that's what I define as artistic integrity. So how much of your artistic integrity are you willing to compromise in order to create art on certain platforms? And ideally, you want a cross section between like your integrity and whatever platform you're doing. But I know for me, like I mean, I told you guys this last night, but I don't see myself doing YouTube forever. I'm doing it now. I'm enjoying it now. You know,
it's just a normal way of thinking. I understand why you say that.
But when I think about the ideal method, it's always going to be stand up for me. Even if it pays way less and it does all that stuff, like that's where I want to end.
Yeah, get to that level where you don't care about how much it pays.
Pretty much, yeah. So I mean, I like doing the YouTube videos right now, but I'm always thinking about like, how do I feel on this medium? How do I feel on that medium? You know, and I'm always like wrestling between self-reflection, marinating on ideas, really like pondering them before I present them to people. You know, just to make sure that I've looked at it from all the angles before I start to fucking run my mouth, you know? I think that's why I always told you this, but I'm always afraid that I talk too much. I'm always afraid that I talk too much because if I talk too much, I didn't listen enough. And I know you're different than me. You figure out things by talking through them.
Well, it depends. First, I have to listen. Yeah. What do you have to say? Because what am I replying to?
Sure.
If I don't hear nothing and I don't know, what is it? And then think shooting the shit it's a really good exercise. Just to like, I have no shame of having an idea and being like, that's what I think. And I mean, if you bring valid points, I don't have no shame, no ego when it comes to that. When it comes to talking, you come with valid points, and we're talking out loud, just expressing what we're saying. You know, when you do comedy and you have a bit. If you're alone writing your bits, it's okay. It's not a bad thing, but you're alone in your head. What you think is funny for you might not be funny for another person. So what we do is that you bring to another person, right?
No.
You're gonna be not necessarily, but sometimes you said, "Yeah, I have this bit. I think about this and that and that." You did that.
Listen, most of my bits, I'll give you 95%. I don't bring them to anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, I think of them over. I write and I rehearse, and then I present to an audience.
Okay.
That's my way of functioning. But again, we're all different.
Yeah, I understand that. But you see, when people bring their bits and like, what do you think about that? Or even when you see someone getting off stage,
sure,
and you're like, "Yo, that bit. Did you ever think about that?" No. Like, you give another aspect to the bit because while that person was performing, you thought of something. You're like, "Yo, you did that bit. That was funny."
There's a big difference between you and I discussing a bit, you know, behind closed doors, and then you and I discussing an idea in front of 500,000 people.
I understand, but even then, it's a bit of the same process because you're questioning not questioning, but you might be questioning my bit, whereas you might be questioning what I'm saying. And I have the way I approach this thing that we're doing is I'm not like, "Okay, people, what's up? Here's the fact," and I just go with my list of facts. It's like, "Okay, what's up, people? This is what I think based on what I have. What do you say about that?"
Yeah, but it doesn't matter what you come at it as, because how they internalize it. How you come at it is irrelevant. You can't come at it and be like, "I'm ignorant on a topic. I'm going to talk about this topic, and I'm going to be ignorant about it," because they're just going to hear you being ignorant, and a lot of them are going to take it the wrong way.
I don't want to be the point and the goal is not to be ignorant. It's like, "Hey, I want to be ignorant about something, and I'm not."
But that's what it is. To talk about something you know nothing about in front of 500,000 people.
I'm not going to talk about it.
But that's what a podcast is. That's what shooting the shit is. Shooting the shit
is having I bring the information that I have. And it's not necessarily that I don't know about it. That's what I understand about it.
Which is still ignorance. If you knowing very little and talking about a subject regardless of whether you only bring that because that's what you know, it's still ignorance. If I come to a topic about racial matters and I just bring what little I know and I rattle off on a podcast for an hour, doesn't change the fact that the viewers are going to view me as ignorant.
I don't think we're talking about the same thing, though.
But ideas are ideas. It doesn't matter what topic.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't think we're really expressing the same thing right now. Like, we're not talking about the same thing.
Okay.
We're not talking about necessarily the same situation. You're talking about a person just coming out and just being like, oh, let me shoot the shit. I'm just saying, listen, I gathered this information, and people can have the same information. Right? You can have some information about something. I can have the same information. And they form their different ideas from the information that they have. You understand? It doesn't come from necessarily a place of ignorance, but it's how they interpret the information that they have. And you go back and forth with all the information that they have. I'm not necessarily talking with someone that doesn't know. Is like, yo, let me just, I don't know about this. And that's not exactly what I'm talking about and what I'm referring to. You know, when we do the videos, it's just, I want to say things out loud just to be like, to have a conversation. That's what a conversation is. It's just accepting things or not, but being willing to accept them if they change your thought process. And that's just, I think out loud. You don't think out loud. You think in your corner and you do your thing in your corner, and that's fine. It's just two different ways of thinking. But it's not, I'm not necessarily talking about someone that is just ignorant and just being like blah 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 blah, talking a whole bunch of shit, not knowing anything. It's not exactly what I'm talking about. You understand what I mean? So it's just.
But isn't that what podcasts are and what ours have been?
Not all podcasts are like that, but I understand that. I understand why you're saying that, and you talk about all podcasts. What I'm referring to is what I'm doing.
Right. But even our podcast, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about our podcast. There's been plenty of episodes where we just sat here and we talked about stuff like just shooting this shit. By definition, it would literally have been conversations that we would have had in private if we were sitting down with like two other comedians and we was just talking some shit. Wasn't necessarily insightful. And look, I'm not saying that everything has to be insightful. I'm not sitting here as an elitist being like, our stuff always has to be informative. That being said, that is how I like to approach discussions when they're on a public platform. I personally don't like shooting this shit in front of hundreds of thousands of people because the way we shoot this shit, it goes far. Ça va loin. And it's very easy to take that one clip and be like, these niggas are so ignorant when not realizing we are just shooting the shit. But we don't have that luxury. You don't have that luxury.
People take that out of context often.
Joe Rogan shoots the shit oftentimes with his guests, and he gets in trouble oftentimes with what he says, which he's had to be more careful with. There's literally nobody who does podcasts who won't have a clip taken out, even if it's shooting the shit. You don't have that luxury in this world.
True.
Yeah. And I think that's always my worry. Is like I have all these ideas that I think are interesting, and then I consider bringing them on the podcast. But because I haven't marinated on them, and I know they're risque, I prefer sitting on them. Like we don't run a podcast, for example, like Andrew, where Andrew is just like it's all risky takes. So it's literally called flagrant, right? So. His whole thing is revolving around the idea that everything about this is supposed to be risque. So if you hear something risque, it's part of the platform. That's not what we do necessarily.
No.
Right?
I agree.
So if we go into the risque, I don't think we get the same amount of leeway. That's just my personal.
And I believe, I agree. I would agree.
Yeah. So I think that's why I always worry, because I have all these ideas marinating in my head, and I want to just make them sit there a little bit longer just to make sure I get the juices right and I understand how to present them to people. And so sometimes I sit on podcasts and I'm like, I feel like I talk too much because I don't have enough time to formulate all the ideas, because we also put 7 videos out a week. You know, we're working at a crazy pace. That is where we make our bread. And also with those videos, I get a chance to really condense everything and make it clean and then throw it out to the people. You know, it's like, it's the difference between having a joke you've refined for weeks and months and then presenting it in front of your audience and trying your open mic joke out. That's what it feels like. That's to me the difference.
Or doing crowd work.
Right, because you know when you do a joke at the end of your set, like when you do your joke after weeks of working it, it's tight. You've cut out the fat. That's our YouTube videos. But an open mic set, you're feeling the idea out. You're letting it air. Doesn't mean it can't be funny. Doesn't mean it can't be insightful. Doesn't mean you can't find gems in there.
It's just you're not.
But if you do an open mic set in front of people who don't understand that it's an open mic set, and listen, the internet is not a place where people are going to read tags and be like, oh, this is an open mic set. These guys are just kind of riffing.
They're just going to take that and they're going to run with it. And
Bruv, do you know how stupid I thought it was when comedians couldn't find work and they're like, all right, we're going to do open mic sets online for the free to the pub. I was like, nigga, are you crazy? You think I'm going to try this brand new joke?
Were you approached?
Yeah, a few times.
Oh, yeah.
A few times, bro. So, it is what it is.
No.
I said no, but to me, podcasts sometimes feel that way. And so I'm always battling that and trying to find like, all right, do I want to sit on this idea and work on it for the YouTube thing, or do I want to present it here? And I'm always trying.
Do you feel like podcasts sometimes are, when you get invited on a podcast, sometimes it could be a trap?
The benefit of being invited on a podcast is you have to show up once, and you don't have to go back in forever. You feel what I'm saying? So if I just show up once, I just shoot the shit with what they want to talk about. I don't have to exhaust a lot of the topics. I'm talking to a different audience, so it's a lot easier for me to not feel that overlap. And so I think that's where a little separation comes in. And even other people's podcasts, I limit myself there. I don't want to become redundant. I want to be one of those niggas that talks all the time. So some people, I just feel like I hear too much about them. You know what I mean?
Like who?
I'm not going to name no names.
People on podcasts that you hear too much?
Yeah, that do podcasts and do media, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, I feel I look at sometimes different podcasts and try to see the traps. And now that I get invited to podcasts, I did podcasts and stuff like that. I understand the behavior of some people and some, bigger stars. It's a different level. It's a different degree. It's smaller scale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I understand when you can always see that on YouTube when this big star storms out. I get it. Mm-hmm. I get it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, it's just before I was like, just being a diva. Now I'm like, ooh, they're trying to set you up.
Yeah.
Or make you feel uncomfortable.
Yep.
Or try to generate a reaction out of you. Like I've seen like, my opinion of Mike Tyson changed.
Why?
Well, before being all in contact with all of this, with all the media and stuff like that, it was really I was a peasant. Mm-hmm. I was just normal human being, not knowing what's going on, and I was just like, oh, that's Mike Tyson. That's how he is. He's
right.
Just, he's just like that's the image. I was like, oh, it's just, and that's what they want to. That's what they want to make you believe. And then I looked into it. Curiosity, I looked into it. Why? But why is he acting like that? Mm-hmm. And then you become in contact with the media and see how sometimes they portray certain people, and you understand when you don't know that they have an agenda. You don't know, and you're like, okay, this is the truth. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. And you kind of run with it.
Yeah.
But then you become like in those situations, you and people have the possibility to manipulate what you say, and they got you said what you said. Mm-hmm. You said what you said, and you know damn well what you said, and in the context that you said it. But people are gonna take what you said and just twist it, and they're gonna be able to twist it. Listen, when we went to that TV show, both our cell phones were on. I had both my cell phones recording.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't know how you going to edit this thing.
Right.
I don't.
You don't.
I know what it feels like and what it looks like on TV when you look at it.
Yeah.
And some people have been looking bad. But, they only take half of the interview.
Yeah. You're right. You're not wrong. I mean, I'm the one, I'm the king of telling you I don't want to go on this platform from that reason.
Yes, you definitely
I say no to most platforms because I'm like, I don't want to give nobody creative control over my words.
Yeah.
But, yeah, even the idea of doing media, like the idea of like doing a long press run, I'm like, I wouldn't do it. At some point, I'm like, yo, this becomes redundant.
I understand why it is, why it's beneficial. Like,
sure,
I understand.
Sure,
but I can see the detriment of that as well.
Sure,
I think like with all that. We're watching all the interviews, and it's always the same questions that come back and everything. And I haven't done that much, but I've did a bit, and it's the same questions that come back. Like I think one of the guys that I would want to be like, let's not make it big. I make it big. We make it big. The person I want to get interviewed by, Nardwuar.
Oh yeah,
that's the one that I'm
just because it's interesting.
Just because, okay, motherfucker, what are you gonna dig?
Yeah.
that I forgot about.
If you guys aren't aware who Nardwuar is, he's like this guy who does these interviews. He's always wearing these weird hats, weird outfit.
He's a weirdo.
But his interviews are great because like he pulls out like little fun facts about the artists and really stuff you wouldn't know. So if you can, look him up on YouTube because he has some of the best interviews you can find with a lot of artists.
It's not fun facts. It's trivia impossible. Even the art, you see the artist reaction like, yo, how did you even? There's some even people that's like,
no,
you the feds? You the feds?
Yeah, because they don't understand
how he could know stuff like that. It's crazy. It's the way he researches stuff.
I'm pretty sure he just talks to people that are close to them.
Yes, but I don't see nobody doing that because they're doing the easier. So how was it doing your podcast?
But are they really great interviews or are they just interesting moments?
I think they're both. They're both because not only that is that sometimes whenever they talk to artists and you get to know what they listened to or what their childhood was like or what music they were listening to, they were listening to that made them think of this album. Not the usual. So, what are your influences?
Right.
That's the question that everybody asks.
Right.
So, what is your influence? And I'm just gonna name artists that I think is dope. Right. That one shout out. What he does is some other shit.
Right.
He brings you back and like, yo, you know about this dude? Nobody knows about this dude. Like, what, this? Yeah, you listen to that.
Yeah,
I do, but how do you? So yes, it's a great interview because the person that is watching is not only discovering the person, like the person that he likes, but we can really understand the setting of like what's the setting, how he grew up. It's almost a documentary. Watching an interview of this dude, especially when you do music. So yeah, I believe it's entertaining, great moments, and it's also it's a great interview. To me, Nardwuar, that's a great interview.
I could see why you say that. I could see why you say that. I've never come away from those interviews thinking they were great. They're cool moments, but I've never thought it was. Oh, I learned something really profound. But that's just the way I feel, kind of.
Have you ever seen an interview that you were? Oh, that was a great interview.
Yeah, I definitely have. I probably couldn't name them off the top of my head right now, but there's definitely interviews that I've seen that I was like, oh, this is great how they expanded and the person asked the right questions and like the way they pulled at it. For sure, yeah. I think good interviewees are abundant. Remember there was one with Ben Shapiro and this guy from the BBC. It turned into his meltdown where Ben Shapiro stormed off. But the BBC guy just kind of held his own and asked the right questions, and they were questions that, weren't easy questions, but not unfair. And he really did his research, and then Ben just ran off like a little bitch. But I remember that interview and being like, he stuck to his guns. He asked the tough questions. He understood how he was going about it. It was a great interview by those standards of journalism.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, so I've definitely seen some good interviews. I think also, though, like I said, I want to control how the people get to know me for the most part. So for me, the idea of going to interviews with I don't really care to do that shit. I got my platform. You're going to find me through there and all the other stuff. I mean, listen.
I will tell you what you should know, and if you don't know, you don't know.
If you want to reshare my shit, I'm not going to get mad.
No.
You know what I mean? You want to post it because that's still my words. You just threw it to more people. I don't give a fuck. But as far as like going on us, I don't care to do that shit. That's me, though.
I see. I understand all that. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. It totally makes sense.
Yeah.
On another note, yesterday, I don't know when you're going to catch this, but yesterday was a super blackout. It really sounds like a super sale, like a sale. But it was a blackout. It was Blackout Tuesday. Sounds like the little brother of Black Friday, but whatever. There's a lot of people that blacked out their media. They only posted a black picture.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Joe Biden improved.
Oh, wait. Are you petty or did he really say some shit about that? 'Cause I haven't heard Biden say nothing.
What? About blackness?
No, since that Charlamagne the God incident.
And you only have to say it once for me to say it a million times.
That's not what I'm saying. I agree with that. You don't need to say it once. But I thought he came back and be like, yeah, the Blackout Tuesday is Biden approved.
No.
All right. Cool.
That's just me coming up with lines.
Good.
Blackout Tuesday didn't vote for Trump.
How do you think about that? What do you think about that?
Blackout Tuesday?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I saw like a whole hubbub and people arguing and be all this stuff. I'm like, yo, guys, do it if you want. Don't do it if you don't want. I don't really care. Just go about this how you want. I don't think we all have to be on the same page. Malcolm X, MLK.
Both got dead.
You know what I mean? But they both move towards the same goal. I think at some point people have to stop expecting everybody to get on the same page. This movement is too big. There's too many people involved from too many different backgrounds, ethnic, racial, religious, cultural. It's just like, no, it's not waste of time. So that's why I tell people, create your church, move forward with that unit. But everything beyond that, expecting to this be some kind of united front, like, no. Even in the military, they have different brigades. They have different units, different functionalities. They don't move in the same way. So why people think they can go to war in this case and everyone be on the same page, to me, is ridiculous. So if you want a Blackout Tuesday, good for them. I don't mind. It all raises awareness anyways. Is it the most effective way? You can argue semantics. I'm not here to really care about that kind of shit, to be honest with you. So long as it isn't going out of its way to be like, people, you can't talk because you're yellow. Like, as long as it's not dumb shit like that, that's...
Or you need to do that.
Yeah. As long as it's not stuff like that, I'm cool with it. Like I had someone, the goofball, he came in my DMs like, I don't approve of what that video and you said and blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. You do things your way. I'll do things my way. You don't have the monopoly on what's right. I espouse what I think is right. You can espouse what and that's the beauty.
And that's beautiful.
That's right. But you don't get to come here and be like, so shut up. You have your way of doing things. I have mine, and we can both coexist.
And people always reference Malcolm X.
That's gonna be a good video.
What?
Yeah, just making people realize that we don't have to do this all the time.
No, we don't. The monolith video.
Yeah, it's not even mostly a monolith, but it's just like. Because the monolith is like the idea that we're all uniform, and I get that, but just the idea that like even in terms of historical figures, we've never had a movement that was always spearheaded by one person, and that both heads or three heads or all four heads are super important in terms of a movement going forward. But I think the military analogy is perfect for that because that's great. How wars.
It's a great analogy. Like what
war.
What you just said.
Yeah.
Listen, it's war, and you got different people doing things.
Yeah.
And that's great. You got them.
Find time to find out what next beautiful model's about to share my shit, nigga. I'm just playing.
Who's the girl? Who's the model?
Emily Ratajkowski. I don't care if I say her last name.
Oh yeah.
She's that famous bitch. Yeah. She's that famous model. I think she's like the top model in the world.
Yeah.
Niggas show me your pictures. I'm like, that's not my thing.
That's not your thing.
It's not my thing. I'm not into like really thin girls with like D cups.
Yeah.
It's not my thing.
No.
Like but she got a bit of she ain't got ass like I like ass.
Proportion.
Don't get me wrong. It's not like I wouldn't fuck her. I would. I would fuck her, but it wouldn't be the top of my choice. Like if you gave me like a list of Instagram models and like she was in it, she wouldn't be in my top 10 for sure. There's a whole bunch of girls with different body types that I would be picking before her, but that's just the way I look at women.
Teja on.
Yeah.
Teja on.
But her in Europe, bruv, she cleans up. Not unless she wants to, but I'm saying she can't.
She could.
Yeah, it's the type of bitch who can be like, Michael B, what are you doing? And Michael B's like, man, I love white girls.
What you mean? I'm good.
I love white girls. Did you see me in Black Panther? Okay? Killmonger, kill white pussy? No. I don't know. That's how you do. But yeah, man. Michael B. Jordan. Him and white girls. Good for him.
What about him? What happened with him?
Man, he got caught with a lot of white girls.
What, was it on a boat or something?
Yeah, a lot of white girls. And then people are like, who are you dating? Is it a white woman? He's like, I just want to keep that under wraps. And everyone's just like,
he should.
It's
but
definitely,
you already answered.
It's definitely a white bitch.
But you already answered. Yeah. You already answered.
It's all good though. I'm mad at it.
I don't care. I really don't care.
But I kind of do.
And they were trying to make
I'm just playing.
I know you. But they were trying to make a parallel. You did Black Panther, and then
it's a movie, guys. It's called acting. You're gonna be very disappointed when Chadwick Boseman comes back with a fucking girl from Norway. It's gonna be hilarious. Imagine Scandinavian pasty white.
He can't.
He can't
because he's T'Challa.
After he does the second Black Panther, I think he can. He just has to lock that movie in and finish it, and then he can come out with that white bitch and be like, so, the Black Panther has decided to leave Wakanda and go to White Kinda. I feel like I stole that joke.
You think?
I feel like white kind is a thing. You ever get that feeling when you say something and you're like, is this my thought or someone else's?
Is it because I heard it somewhere or I saw it in a meme?
Yeah.
Like
even that thing, like the 2 L's turned to a W, like I always thought, and then I Googled it, and some people were saying it like in like 2016, 17. So I was like, oh shit, maybe it's not me. You have to also accept that.
Yeah.
Or maybe that two people came up with the same idea at different times.
That doesn't mean that you stole it.
Yeah.
It's like, Wakanda Forever, and then now it's Wakanda Tired.
Well, stealing...
It's a joke that already exists.
Stealing also has to involve some form of intent.
Yes. But people that steal try to camouflage it.
Sure.
Sometimes it's like, I didn't know.
That's fair.
I didn't know, because it's the easy thing to do. So it's not because you have the same joke that people steal. I had a message like that. The other day on my DM. Someone pops up and is like, yo. And he sends me a video of Pierre XO. And he's like, yo, this guy is stealing your material. I'm like, what? He's stealing your content. I'm like, is he putting a video of what we
it was
they don't even know that after the first video that we did, we talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
His reaction to us, is that the one that they're talking
about? No, it's another video that we covered the same topic. Yeah. Right? And it's like, he's stealing your content. I'm like, oh, because now there's like a content police. Like, we did it. We did it first, and nobody could talk about that. That's not how it works. Or else nobody would talk about nothing on there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So how do you think recommendations work on YouTube? I was like, bruv, calm down. We good. It's not that serious. So yeah, it's not because you have the same subject. There's so much you could talk about, right?
Right.
If I got a wife and kids, it's a possibility that you talk about your wife and kids. If you got wife and kids and you're a comedian, But yeah. You caught people stealing?
I mean, I don't even look, B. I'll be honest with you. I don't even look. And if people are, I'm like, do your thing. I really don't care. Only thing I've seen is people scamming people with our name. They really have. How many people are following?
Yo, I got a friend. Like, I got a friend like, oh my God, is this real or a scam? I'm like, of course it's a scam. How could you not? And he sent me a screenshot. She sent me a screenshot of her sending the information. I'm like, yo, it's a scam. What are you doing? It don't even look real. It's like we have a whole Facebook page. Why would we do like a Facebook profile of us?
Do they deserve to be scammed? Like, part of me thinks, bro, if you fuck this up this bad, natural selection, It's not like you're an old person which you're vulnerable. You're a grown person. You've been on the internet for years. You've seen scams. You've seen fucking pyramid schemes. You've seen all this bullshit. And you still fall for that in 2020?
And there's a lot
bitch, you can't even use the excuse, I was tired from work. Nobody got a job. You home, bitch.
You ain't doing shit.
You ain't doing shit. You on the internet extra time. You should be extra plugged in. You in the Matrix. You are the Matrix. And you got scammed by the Matrix. How you fuck this up? You know what I mean?
And it was so... Yeah, yeah, so there's this group that are scamming us. They do a Facebook profile. And when someone comments on our video, they send them a message saying like, oh, you won $1,000. You won $1,000. But you click on the profile and it's the most rinky dink ass, bunk ass,
holla,
shadow ass, Mickey Mouse operation of a website. It's just whack. It smells like scam.
Bro,
it's just...
I just don't feel bad. I was looking at it earlier, and I remember just thinking like, B, it's someone's personal Facebook page.
Yes.
Bitch, what is you doing? Don't even say ABBA and preach. It says ABBA/preach. Anyways,
it's ABBA preach.
It's just stupid. So I just saw that. I was like, listen, I don't want nobody to get scammed, but at the same time, it's like, you should know better.
Oh man,
I can't be here to hold your hand. It's not my responsibility. We even put it on a pinned post. Yo, if it looks too good to be true,
we would have made listen. We do videos. if you want to like
announce some shit,
or you know, do a draw or something like that, we're gonna do it by video. It's gonna be like, hey, listen, this is going on. Our face is gonna be there.
Yeah. No, I get you.
In a comment, I was like, wow, girl. And she's like, don't judge me. Oh, boo-boo, I'm judging. Oh, boo-boo, honey, chicken, cherry, chow, honey, bun, bunch with a slice of lime and a cherry on top. I am judging. And I believe that it is my right as a citizen of this country to judge. Huh?
It's your duty.
It's my duty to judge. You should judge. And that's another thing. People, that's a popular thing. Don't judge. Don't judge. You don't know. Listen, yes, judge. Because when you don't judge, you don't hold people accountable for the stupid shit they do. Judge. Judge. Absolutely. You should. You should judge people. If something is immoral, you should judge them. That's it.
What do you want to do when you quit YouTube?
What do I want to do?
Yeah. Post YouTube.
I want to act.
Yeah.
I want to act. I want to do stand-up. I love stand-up. It's fun. Acting is dope.
I feel like niggas who act and do stand-up fail.
I'm not necessarily going to do the both at the same time because I agree with you.
Yeah.
When you try to do both when you try to do both, your quality goes because you don't have, man,
no.
You have to be in it. Comedy, you have to be
rough.
You gotta be.
This YouTube shit affects my stand-up.
That's normal.
Yeah.
Your delivery is different.
Yeah.
It's funny. Let me tell you this. The comedy thing makes my YouTube delivery better. The YouTube affects my stand-up.
Sure.
The YouTube thing.
Just a matter of time.
Yeah, on camera, but the time that I don't do, man, when we go back to do stand-up again, I'm going to be hella rusty.
Well, everyone's going to be rusty.
Rusty.
Everyone's going to be rusty. Honestly, though, I think we're going to be a lot better off than most people because we've been shooting this shit and cracking jokes and timing has been solid.
Yes.
Intonation's still there. We're still delivering.
But I don't want to compare myself. I compare myself to me, okay? To me, I'm going to be rusty.
Really?
I might be better than other people because I was doing all this thing. Yes, concur. But I'm going to be rusty. I'm going to be, I'm not surrounded. You got to be surrounded with it to make it work. Yo, first thing you told me is like, yo, one of the first thing you told me was like, yo, you need to quit your job. You need to quit your job. If you want to be about this, if you want to be about it, you have to be about it. If you want to be yay with the yay, you got to go on it. You know what I mean? And eventually I did. And that's when shit picked up.
Yep.
So, yeah, you got to be surrounded by it. So, post YouTube, yeah, I like to act. I like to act. Yeah.
I am mad at that.
Acting is yeah, I like that. Like not necessarily movies, but anything. I like acting. It's a fun process. Mm-hmm. Get into a character, do something. It's a fun process. The stand up, to me, the stand up is a given.
Yeah, no, I get you.
It's what I do. It's easy. It's there. You know, the thing there. Man, get up on stage.
I get you.
Me do my thing.
I know how you feel.
I just do I don't need to like acting. It's a different process.
You know, for the audience, you guys may not get it, but it's like I think the main thing with stand up that I think most of us appreciate is just it's raw. It's you're in front of the audience. It's direct. There's no comment section. The response is, I give you this, you give back, or you don't. And it's immediate. There's no waiting. You know, it's visceral, it's painful, it's jubilation. It's all these things all in the same 7 minutes. And it's great. It's fantastic. And there's something really great about watching people have belly laughs. I know people be like laughing my ass off, and some people really are laughing at home. But to be able to watch it in a condensed room and watch that laughter become contagious and everyone else laughs as a byproduct because they're so close to each other or they're in that same packed room. It's like there's nothing like it. There's really, really, like I've done a lot of different art forms, a lot of jobs. And for sure, this is definitely the greatest job on earth.
Because, you know, even when you do acting, You do your scenes.
It's not as good.
Then there's
No.
editing and processing and all this and that, and then there's the premiere, and then there's the critique, and then there's like the process is comedy is instant gratification, right away.
Right.
Here, it's I love it. I love that. You know when when you're in the zone, and then there's a moment that happened. There's some moments that happen. It will, that moment will. Those who were there know that we will never have this moment ever again. If I fake it, it's not going to sound the same. It's not going to feel the same. I can't. This moment that we're having right now, something happened. I reacted perfectly. That person reacted. Boom, 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 boom. It goes back and forth, and the crowd erupts. There is nothing like it.
Yeah, I agree. That's it. But cool. Anything else?
No. I mean, we're about 49 minutes. We're gonna go through it. We're not gonna milk it. That was a good episode, and it is what it is. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for subscribing, comment. Thank you very much for being here, and we're just trying to make this thing better. I'm Preach. This is Abba, and we're out. Peace.
Sit back, live myself.
Pussy.